Shabbat shalom, y'all. I hope you are doing well this Friday evening. We're here for our oracle and tarot message for the weekend. And I still have not done the post for today on Instagram, but my phone did come in the mail. And even though, against all odds, even though the guy accidentally ordered the purple one in the store, and then we changed the order to make sure it was gold, and then when the box showed up, it said purple on it. I was like, this thing better not be fucking purple. I'm sending it back. And I was like, it's gotta be gold. And I opened it, and it was gold. So thank God. So miracles happen every day. I think I was so determined to just have my phone that even if it was purple inside the box, I think I used alchemy. Because on Tuesday, the alchemy... Oh my God, the manifestation oracle reading, we got the alchemy card and it said that everything you touch turns to gold. So maybe that was literal. Who knows? I guess we'll never know. It's Schrodinger's cell phone. Okay, amazing. So wonderful nerd references. Hope y'all picked up on that. So for the weekends, we've been using the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, which I'm obsessed with. And we've been clarifying with our Dreaming Way tarot deck. So from the Radiant Sun, we got Mars in Virgo, which is criticism. We got Mars in Sagittarius, which is dominance. And I think that we may read a bit from the book, but when I read these cards, they sound a lot harsher than they are. So followed by rebellion, followed by empathy. And then underneath criticism, we got 5 of Pentacles. Underneath domination, we got the Lovers. And then underneath rebellion, we got Queen of Swords reversed. This is all going to be very cohesive once we start talking about it. You're going to be like, oh yeah. And then underneath empathy, we've got 9 of Swords. But the outcome, you guys, was the Sun and the Magician that came out together. Or the Sun was the final outcome. It was like Magician, then Sun. So yeah, amazing. Well, I did get my new phone in, and so that was exciting. I had to run out to the iPhone store. And just a little tip for you guys. I personally prefer headphones that are the ear pods with the lightning cable or whatever the connector is, but it's got like the actual wire. Because if you get into spotty like reception, then you can't listen to anything on your phone because you don't have any like Wi-Fi connection with your headphones. Plus, I'm like sick of having to like charge things and like putting more Bluetooth things on my face and like having like things that are gonna fall out and then like hit the ground, gross, and then I have to put it in my ear. So I like the cable. So you go online and try to find this, and it's not, it doesn't seem like they're gonna present this option to you. So you really have to do some digging. But I got the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and you can actually still buy ear pods through the Apple Store that have the cord and the jack, if that's what you prefer, if you're an analog person like I am. I am an analog person. I also went into a panic because when I bought this phone, it didn't like show up with any accessories like they usually do. I'm sorry, this is like an unboxing video for the iPhone Pro, but like this may be relevant to someone. Troubleshooting, like we're a village, right? So you actually, like I was like, oh my God, everything's like the magnetic charger now. Like I have to buy a whole new thing. You do not. You can still use your same old charger that has like well, they do suggest using the cable for the new phones because of the difference of the wattage and because the new cables know when to stop charging, and so it is better for your battery life in the long term. However, you can get a compatible wall wart, which is just the AC adapter plug that you can put it in, and it's only like $20. And the cable, and then the headphones with the cables, they're only $20, the iPhone ones. So you can save yourself a lot of headache and a lot of heartache. Just do the easy old fashioned way. Okay, I'm not sponsored by iPhone, but I could be. Ricola, also not sponsored, but could be. Okay, so to get into the reading, criticism, the Mars in Virgo card is actually a pretty positive card by itself. It is talking about an individual who's very astute and very observant. So is the Queen of Swords, like almost to her detriment. Like this person sees the details and is very motivated to be thorough and complete, almost to the degree of perfectionism. So this card paired with the Five of Pentacles kind of tells me that something about like it warns us not to be too critical of ourselves. I feel like there is either someone that we know we are witnessing doing this, or we ourselves are doing this. But it's like, don't be too harsh or critical of others, as well as being too harsh or critical on the self either. I believe that it was this card that had a tendency to maybe be too perfectionistic in the shadow side and maybe project that onto others. I know that like Virgos in general, their kind of shadow nature has a tendency to do that. So yes, you may have a situation where someone's feeling like they're not good enough, or they don't have enough to bring to the situation, or they just don't have enough to give, or they're insecure about where they're at, or maybe you feel like you don't have enough to give a situation, or you're feeling like you're insecure where you're at. But the universe is telling us like, don't be too critical on yourself. We have just up-leveled in a huge way, and so we're at the beginning again, and we're at the lower level of like base camp 2. And so it's only natural that we don't feel like we feel a little bit out of our depth, or we feel like we're starting over again in some fashion. But don't worry, like things are going to be okay. Just don't be too harsh or critical about the situation, and don't let it get you down. The person in the Five of Pentacles is like a person who is left out in the cold. And they're sitting there, in kind of a dank, wet, moody, like bogged down situation. And what they don't realize is that there's all these opportunities behind them for warmth and safety. In the traditional artwork, there are two people who, it's always said like it's like a male and a female, so it kind of suggests that it's the lovers that are outside of the church. And they're out in the cold, and they are kind of ragged, and one's limping. And so it's kind of like you're going through like some kind of hard times at the moment. And so you might be going through a bit of a spiritual poverty where you feel like kind of spiritually thin on the inside. You may also be experiencing, and usually the two are connected, like a tightness in money or worries about money right now. And the thing is, I think it's the more that we worry about the situation and the more critical we are about the situation, the more fearful we get. I've learned that creates a downward spiral of more stress. Like the moment that we remember that source is our source, and that everything is going to be fine, and that whatever is for us will be there. Like that's the whole point of like the difficulty. It's just a test so that we remember. And as soon as we remember, it's like there's no need for the difficulty anymore, and it kind of just usually dissipates on its own. So try to shift your energy. Try to shift your outlook to that of a positive and optimistic one, but also grounded and realistic, ready to take action, ready to be detail oriented and see what needs to be done and do it. And like, this is a very good, like the card also talks about like positive collaborations and like working well with someone, or being very hireable yourself as a person, or like being very valued for your skills and your ability to do things. But you're just not believing in yourself, or you are feeling like you don't have enough to contribute to a situation, but maybe you do. So either way, the advice here is don't be too critical of yourself or others. And okay, so our next card is domination. This is Mars in Sagittarius. This card talks about like people who are really passionate about what they believe and what they think, and they are like excited about talking about it to others, and they can be kind of evangelical about it, or maybe they're good at being a leader who can like convince people of their side. However, like you don't want to be too domineering or like too forceful. Something else about the criticism card was that like something may need a little bit more like eye on the detail, like something may need a bit more tightening up, but overall, don't be too critical of your situation. Let's see, where is empathy, rebellion? I'm just gonna look up I had this marked. Okay, here we go. It's domination. Action, optimism, adventure. Yeah, so adventurousness, a little bit of a competitive edge, but this is about not having like an all or nothing attitude about something, but like adapting or adopting or being able to see multiple sides of a situation. Let's see. As long as Mars Sagittarians do not get too dogmatic and can maintain an it takes all sort of attitude, all is well. With Mars in Sagittarius, the competitive instinct is irrepressible, and the need to come out on top in any situation can be excessive. When this card is chosen in a reading, it can mean, depending on the question asked, that either the questioner is being pressured by someone or is applying too much pressure on someone else. The domination card indicates a need to stand back and detach oneself in order to see the truth of a situation. So it's like, don't be too pushy. Like, don't put too much pressure on a situation. And if you feel pressure around a situation, whether it be financial or social or what have you, just take a step back and realize that it may just be the illusion or like the challenge, the test that the universe is bringing in the situation. It may be like the energy around it. So the Lovers is a card about choice and like a kind of a fork in the road. And so it's a card of making decisions from the heart and making decisions that are authentic to the heart, but also considering like long-term value and connecting to spirit for guidance in that. In the traditional Rider-Waite artwork, the Lovers are depicted standing before in the Garden of Eden, and Raphael, the Archangel Raphael, is in the center. And so the feminine, the divine feminine, is looking to the Archangel Raphael for connection to the Holy Spirit and guidance from the Holy Spirit to and from the higher self. Is looking from the intuition and subconscious. The masculine energy is looking to the subconscious, the feminine, for that guidance, for that connection. So in the artwork, the male is looking at the female, and the female is looking up at Archangel Raphael. So, tuning into your internal guidance and being intuitive about your choices and decisions right now, making them from the heart. And if those involve other people or, a group setting or a team setting or any situation like that, just remember, don't be too forceful in bringing your side to the story. Just don't put too much pressure on the situation. All of our other cards this week, whether it be the Energy Oracle Forecast, the Alchemy, the Anchor Message, our Manifestation Message, our Romance Oracle Message, everything was suggesting to allow things to breathe, and like that means in and out, right? That's a rhythm. It's not all or nothing. It's a little bit of both. And so it's about integration, temperance, balance, in, out. So balance is what is being asked for right now, and not extremes. Okay, and then up next, the Rebellion card was paired with the Queen of Swords reversed. Now the Rebellion card talks mostly about, like, this is Mars in Aquarius. So this is a person who is like always down for a cause. Like they speak out about things. They have a lot of like drive and initiative in speaking out when they see that things need to be like revolutionized or, you know, upgraded or taken into a higher or more like innovative direction. They're very innovative and very revolutionary and very original, Aquarius, right? That's the way they think about it. They're offbeat. And so the Mars is very like assertive and is not afraid to like speak their mind or whatever. So, but like this person might also feel a compelled like sense that they need to rebel against something or whatever. So I feel like connected with the Queen of Swords reversed. Queen of Swords reversed is being too serious about something. Taking something too seriously or taking something personally or being victimized or being too pushy about something or heavy about something. So with the nature of the other cards involved, it's like whatever situations we find ourselves in right now, there's like tension is kind of like sensitive at the moment. And it would behoove us to understand that people might be being very hard on themselves. It's always good to know that every single person that we're dealing with has a wounded inner child and an ego that is reacting from a state of that wounded, scared, frightened inner child at any given time. And depending on their self-awareness and how much work they've done, they may or may not be able to see that or get ahead of that before they react or before they act out about something. So people are being really hard on themselves right now. There's a lot of things going on in the air, like Capricorn's influence for one, from that full moon. And the north and south nodes are getting ready to shift into Aries and Libra from Taurus and Scorpio. So there's just a lot of like feelings in the air. And the new moon in Cancer on Monday is making everything even more sensitive and emotional. So be aware that like people are being a little bit too critical on themselves, which usually makes them more reactive and more likely to project that criticism onto others as well, for this like subconscious feeling of having control or like feeling better. So just be aware of that and try to be sensitive to that. Don't push your agenda too much right now because it can cause the opposite of what you would want, and maybe the situation would backfire. So like the prescription of the day is just like chill, let the storm pass, let it all settle. Can't remember what I was reading, but there was something else. One of my other readings for the week, it was like there's like the appearance of a storm, but it's not really anything that's threatening. It's just like everything's fine and just let it all pass and chill for now. So we have the empathy card, which is Pisces, moon in Pisces. And so a person with a Pisces moon is very sensitive. They can get their feelings hurt easily, but they can also be very resilient. And so I think it's important to be a good listener and hear someone out, but also be careful not to be take on like their to be overly empathic, like taking on their worries as your own, because the Nine of Swords comes up underneath it. So this could be saying that you're worried too much because you're feeling like the influence of maybe your workplace or your friend group or someone close to you, because you're worried about them, or because like the general group think is like weighing on you. But like be in your own sovereign energy. Put the boundaries around yourself so that you can hear your own inner guidance. And also be really sensitive and empathic to someone else you know who may be having like sleepless, restless nights because of their own worries or because of their own trials and tribulations that they're going through. So I think if we can be chill and stay in a state of self-control and just like inner peace and calmness and just wait for it all to pass, you know, be authentic and honest and open, but don't be forceful or pushy or dominant in any kind of situation right now. And just know and have the relaxation of knowing that in the end, we have everything that we need. to get what we want right now, to manifest our desires and our goals. And the Sun card is here to confirm that. It's like there are positive outcomes ahead, and resounding yes, and joy and abundance, and a real shift in vibration. And so things are going to get a lot better. It's just that we're just in this like little phase of, this strict dominance from that Capricorn full moon. Things are going to start shifting and lightening up. I think it's just that it just feels really tense, and this is an initiation, like a portal of initiation, and we're almost to the other side of it. So there's nothing really to worry about. Everything is fine. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And the wise man builds his house upon the rock, right? Source is our creator. The light is what we're connecting with and getting our fulfillment from in any given situation. So it's like about not getting caught up in the vessel. We're building the vessel, but we're not putting the vessel higher than the light that's in it, right? So everything's going to be fine. The outcome is really positive. Everything's going to be okay. Everything you need is here. You have everything that you need to have what you want. Connecting to source and plugging into source is what's going to give you that sense of power. That's what you're going to channel through. That's going to give you that magnetism. That's going to bring the things that you want into fruition. That's the thing that's going to get you in cosmic alignment with that flow where opportunities present and things work out. But you just have to be in that positive mindset, that state of appreciation, and you're not being unrealistic about challenges. You are meeting those, but you're not getting bent out of shape, and you're not getting caught up in the drama, right? That's how we're not bypassing. We're not putting our head in the sand. It's like we see problems and we see challenges, but we're willing to realistically show up and address them in then, instead of burying our head or like not dealing with it or getting so overwhelmed that we think we can't handle it. We'll be fine. We will be fine. So there is always a way forward, and usually everything is fine in the situation. Usually the moment your energy relaxes, usually the circumstances around the situation relax. And we've had a lot of cards this week about a positive shift in energy, positive outcomes, and reawakenings and revelations. So I think good things are on the horizon. Even if changes are happening, don't feel like it's foreboding, because everything's working out and we're really going in a positive direction. So it's only natural that we're immediately going to come up against challenges in this new level, this new phase, because we don't get to relax for very long. When we level out and we find comfort in a zone on a level, we can be there in a little while, but eventually we start to stagnate. And that's why the universe shakes us up again. And we have to go through a time of pressure and upheaval. And then we have this up level. And then we wonder why we're not at the top of our game in the new level. And it's because we're freshmen again. We've graduated high school, now we're in college. It's a different level. But we're doing it, people, and we are doing well, I think. So lots to be grateful for, lots to be hopeful for. But again, that's not to go without saying that it's not challenging. And if you are feeling like 5 of Pentacles, I feel you. I've been there a million times, and parts of me feel like I could definitely go there right now. But overall, I'm feeling hopeful and I'm feeling good. And if you need some more encouragement, I would go back and watch some of the other videos from this week because they've been really positive. All right, you guys, well, I hope you take care. I will see you tomorrow for, Secret Teachings of Jesus tomorrow night. All right, ciao.